bit of a hypocrite here, but it's not. I'll explain why I'm saying it. I don't like guns. I would ban assault weapons in a second. I'm gonna make an exception here for trans people. And if anyone should get guns, it should be trans Americans, okay? Because I'm worried for them. I'm worried that the right-wing lunatics are going to attack them.
His 3 children and 3 adults were shot and killed yesterday in a Nashville grade school. The suspect, 28-year-old Audrey Hale, was also shot and killed by the police. Hale is transgender and a former student of the Covenant School, a private Presbyterian school.
And if anyone should get guns, it should be trans Americans.
Anyone should get guns, it should be trans Americans.
Six lives, guys, cut short. 6 lives. 6 lives cut short due to a homicidal maniac who got their hands on a gun. I don't really care if the person is trans or not, okay? And a lot of people have been asking me, hey, Leather King, did you hear about this trans that shut up? Yeah, of course I heard about it. Who hasn't? The only thing I want to say about trans people and guns is that I know trans people, and I do not think that they're dangerous. I do not think that they're whatever, because I know them individually. I'm not going to, take a bunch of trans people and say, hey, you know what, guys? These trans people, they're all flowers and beads and fucking parades. Okay? And this is what happens. This is what happens when people suggest to you that everybody is the same, depending on their race, their religion, their ethnicity, etc. And this is why it's very important to point out that everybody here is an individual. Okay? Now, someone pointed out a very good point before about this person should be sued for $1 trillion. Why not? When is this lawsuit going to happen? Do you think it's going to happen? Or do you think people like Matthew Potts and Fat Magda are going to put a stop to this and make you feel guilty? Just like they did during the election, the pandemic, and now January 6th. Melton John, I'm gonna say something right now, Orange. Very good question. Very good question. Yes, I believe he's dangerous. I believe he's dangerous. He threatened me multiple times. He threatened to come to my house and shoot me in the head. If you guys want, I will play the video. And again, Melton John is a trans person, but I'm not saying that every trans person is like this. I never have. I think that there's people who are equally as dangerous, and they're not trans. They happen to be Greek.
Yep. Me and Badr communicate. We have contact, and Badr never bothers me. Badr needs something, he knows how to contact me. If I need something, I know how to contact him. That's that.
Yep. Mainstream media is advising trans to kill or buy weapons and kill Christians. I'm going to tell you something right now, okay? For the past almost 10 years now, 10 years of being alive in the United States and on this planet, I've seen people tell people how they should feel based on their race, their gender, their sexual orientation, etc. Okay? None of you are the same. And everybody gets a chance to do whatever they want according to the law or the law of the land that you live in. Okay? I don't restrict anybody from anything. But there's people out there, like this guy from the Young Turks, I don't know, this fucking loser, whatever the hell his name is, Sand Nigger or something. This guy, I'm telling you right now, wants to take away your guns and give them to someone who he thinks is better than you. He thinks transgender people are better. Now, I don't think so. I think everybody's equal. I think that everybody should get the chance or the opportunities, just like your neighbor, just like me, just like whatever. And this is what people want you to believe. They want you to believe that the guy down the street didn't get vaccinated. He's a terrorist. He's a terrorist. Or these Jehovah's Witnesses that show up at your door, they're just fucking, they're in a cult. They're in a cult. Guys, who's saying this stuff? The racist police. Why? Again, I don't know who the fuck these people are. I really don't. And who's telling you guys, hey, listen, you know what? Treat everybody the same based on their religion, based on their ethnicity, Nobody's saying that. Everybody's saying treat people differently. In fact, there's different classes. Melton John tried pulling this shit. Okay? Melton John tried pulling this shit with his transgender bullshit. No one fucking gives a fuck. He made it out to be, oh, I'm being persecuted, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then you got some lunatic that sees people like this screaming online about how, oh, they're being misgendered, which means that it's a violent attack against them. How is that violent? First of all, how is that a violent attack against anyone? Misgendering somebody. I saw some woman today with a man face, and I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't know what to make of it. I misgendered that person. You know what I did? I didn't say hello to them. I stayed far, far away because I didn't want to get in that conversation. I didn't want to have to say, hey, friend, how are you? Because that would be disingenuous. They're not my friends. That person is not your friend. Okay? Think about all the friends you have in life and think about a stranger. Is that stranger your friend? Would you invite that stranger into your house? Let them sleep over for the night? No. They're not your friends. That's right. Smoke never plays. It's not up for debate. It is not up for debate. And guys, this isn't an attack on trans people. I'm just telling you right now. Okay? Again, trans people are like everybody else. Okay? They want something. They believe in something. Okay? It's like punk rock. I used to have a mohawk. I used to think it was a way of life. Well, guess what? It's not. But you know what's good about punk rock and not good about being transgender or whatever? You know, I cut my hair a certain way. Maybe I dyed it. Maybe I dressed like a fucking idiot. In 5 years, I can look back at it and laugh. With transgenderism, it's very dangerous. You cut off your dick, you look back at it 5 years from now, you might hate yourself. Or you can kill yourself, yeah. I don't think so. Chad, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I think I want to respect everybody. I want everybody to be respected. But when you see people, being egged on by people like these losers over at the dumb Young Turks and even Fox News, CNN, the Biden administration, the Trump administration, you start realizing how dangerous it is. Okay. I don't know why this person went in there and killed these people. I have no clue. I don't think anyone does. I don't think anyone wants to find out because this person's transgender. They're supposed to be about parades, beads, and fucking flowers. Okay. There are multitudes of people regretting transgendering. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Head and shoulders. This is the dangers of being transgender. You tell me right now. You tell me what's the difference between cutting off your dick, all right, and maybe growing a mohawk, or maybe even getting a tattoo. One in 4 trans are suicidal, and the mainstream media is telling them that the GOP is trying to genocide them and to buy guns and murder Christians. Again. Okay. I'm trying to be as nice as possible because I know transgender people. And some of them are very nice, some of them are assholes. Okay? I know straight people, some of them are nice, some of them are assholes. I know black people, some of them are nice, some of them are rapists. Some of them are, rappers and rapists. I don't know. For Kelly. It worked out for Chris Chan. I don't see the problem. Thank you. Yep. Madonna throwing a concert for the murder. Well, this is what I don't understand. How does someone like Alex Jones, who didn't get anybody hurt, no one was hurt, nobody was hurt, how does he get sued for $1 trillion? And this Dune Coon, whatever his name is running free. And again, I love Dune Coons. I love everybody. Okay? But I know it probably bothers him. And it probably bothers most of you. But you're going to have to get over it. Dune Coon is a sand nigger. You know what a sand nigger is? Okay.
Oh, Dune Coon.
Yeah, Dune.
Ozzy.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Smoke. What has to be done, because it seems it's only getting worse. Well, again, when something like this happens, the great white trash hillbilly, Grizz270 said it himself. He said, when things like this happen, I want to take guns away from people, but I also want guns to protect myself from people like this. This is a very big country. This is a very big country. Showcase fake trials. Well, again, $1 trillion. The guy got sued for $1 trillion. It's in the trillions now. And again, no one got hurt. It was a defamation case, saying that, oh, this guy ruined people's lives. Okay, what about this? What about this guy from the Young Turks? 6 people killed. How many more people? And again, I want to point out that Matthew Potts is one of these people. Magda is one of these people. How many more people is this lunatic at the Young Turks going to influence? Everybody is created equal except for people in wheelchairs, people with dyslexia, people with fetal alcohol syndrome. but we all get the same chance. We get the chance to protect ourselves. We get the chance to fall in love. We get the chance to maybe even get a car one day and drive around the country. And the moment that you start telling people that they're better than me and they should have more rights than me, okay, why isn't the American public suing this guy? Time to stand up already and stop being soft. Again, you can do it without rioting in the streets, without hurting other people. You can do this. And again, I'm telling you guys, I'm very confident with the trans community. I'm very confident. I'm very confident that they do not support this. But again, there's white people out there like Matthew Potts that will go around social media telling them that they are being targeted, that they are in danger. And you're scaring people. You're making people so goddamn frightened, okay, that they will go buy a gun. I'm frightened. I own about 80 legally. And it's because of people like this over at the Young Turks that I own over 150 guns, okay? Legally. And there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing. The military owns millions, okay? Think about this. Think about this. China and Russia, they own millions. They own millions. Why don't you go take away their fucking guns, scumbag? And now, just yesterday, you find out that the Taliban has millions. You want to know how they got them? From Joe Biden, from Sleepy Joe. The same guy who wants to take away all your guns. Now, someone asked me the other day, they're like, oh, Noodles, Bobby, Leather King, are you going to give up your guns if they come and take them? No. They're going to have to steal them from me. The only person that I give my guns to, okay, is God. And when that day comes, I will hand over everything. And they will be turned into shears and plows, etc. Wishbone, you leave him alone. Think about this, Head and Shoulders. Think about this. Think about the hate and venom that Magda spewed out during COVID and to the people that didn't want to get vaccinated. Think about all that hate and venom. This is the same shit. People like Magda, people like Matthew Potts, they are spewing venom and they are influencing people to do terrible things. I don't think it stops at this loser of the Young Turks. I can't even pronounce his name. Kanik or whatever. This is pure vicious hate. They can't take your guns. No, law in America can override the Constitution. This is why they are making these BS laws. They can take away your guns. Don't ever say that. Don't ever say that, Head and Shoulders. They can take away your gun. Well, what this guy said was that we should arm every transgender in the United States. Why? This man said, because he's afraid of right-wing nut jobs going after them. How many right-wing nut jobs have actually attacked transgenders? Because they are transgenders. And we're gonna look at this up. We're gonna look this up right now. Okay? We're gonna look up the statistics on transgender beatings and assaults. Let's see. And I haven't looked at this yet. Transgender assaults in America, 2023. Oh, hate crime statistics. Let's check it out. Okay, anti-American Indian or Alaskan Native, anti-Arab, anti-Asian. Let's see. Anti-gay, anti-heterosexual. Oh, really? Heterosexual. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Reports say this is as of November 16th, 2022. 2022. Reports say at least 32 transgender people were killed in the US last year. 32. 32. Let's see how many right-wing Christians were killed in this country as of 2022. How many Christians were killed in the United States in 2022? That's weird. Okay. Over 360 million Christians suffering persecution around the world. That's the entire American population. Okay? That's the entire American population. Give me a break. Give me a break. There is less than 1% of deaths from guns compared to all other potentials. Listen, again, I pointed this out over and over again. All right, about children. All right, the most dangerous thing to children in the United States, far more dangerous than guns, far more dangerous than drugs, far more dangerous than car accidents, is a mother requesting to have their child aborted by a paid professional doctor. You are more likely in the United States to have your mother abort you than to ever be killed by a firearm or to be killed in an auto accident. Okay? Now, am I telling you guys to go get guns because children are being no. You own guns because you are allowed to, because you're an American. Some of you aren't. We have our Scottish guest here, friend Buff Carrot, who can't own a gun because he's a pussy, and his country is filled with a bunch of pussies. But I'm telling you right now, okay? The reason why you are allowed to own a gun in the United States has nothing to do with hunting, nothing to do with protecting yourself from thieves or bandits in the night, okay? Or wild animals, bears, etc. The only reason why any human being in the United States should own a gun, okay, according to the Constitution of the United States, is to protect yourself from a tyrannical government, foreign or domestic. I'm not making that up. That is in the Constitution of the United States. That is the Second Amendment. And Matthew Potts and people like Magda want you to hand over your guns and give it to transgender people because they believe that their transgender people are superior to you. Smoke, that's not even up for debate. Okay? But again, as a Christian, smoke. As a Christian, what are you supposed to do? I'm a Christian. And I'm going to preach as a Christian. Put them back in its proper place. Put it back in the sheath, smoke. God will take care of everything. Don't let people hurt you, smoke. Don't let people take advantage of you. God doesn't like that. God is sad when that happens. God doesn't like Satan running this world, but it's got to happen. You don't go around lopping people's ears off and killing people for Jesus, defending Jesus. We don't do that. As Christians, we don't defend Jesus. We live the word. I don't think I'm better than this transgender man or woman or whatever the fuck this person wants to call themselves that just murdered 6 people. I'm a sinner too. We're all sinners. I think that this person should have the same rights and the same ability to know God, just like I do. And if you take away people's rights of this nature, they will never get a chance to know God. And as Christians smoke, as Christians, everybody gets a chance to smoke. Everybody gets a chance to know God. Unfortunately, I don't know when this person will ever, know God, and maybe when this person's resurrected, maybe this person will. I don't know. Nobody deserves that. In my opinion, head and shoulders, nobody. It's an imperfect world with imperfect people, run by a fucking retarded lunatic known as Joe Biden. And influencing people. This fucking loser from the new Turks, or whatever the fuck, Young Turks, or I don't know. Hey MJ, how are you? Guys, say hello to MJ. MJ is back. MJ is back. Well, MJ, listen. There's been gay people from the get-go. And there probably has been people, or have been people, that have cut off their penises, maybe stuffed their animal hides with dead grass to make it look like they had breasts. You know what I mean? This had to have happened. And even back then, no one was being fooled. Nobody. But people have to live based on their morals. And if their morals say, go out and kill MJ because of whatever reason, they cannot exist on this planet. They cannot exist in society. Again, guys, I want to know what the difference between this guy from the Young Turks, or the fuck this guy's name is, Kanek or whatever. What's the difference between him, Matthew Potts, fat ass fucking Magda, and Alex Jones? What is the difference? Last time I heard, Alex Jones wasn't being prosecuted or interrogated or brought in front of a court for the fact that 6 people died. In fact, everything that Alex Jones has ever said, right, has never resulted in one single death. Either as Donald Trump, maybe Joe Biden, because Joe Biden's a scumbag. But you know what I'm saying. Again, sue this guy for $1 trillion. Where's Matthew Potts? Where's Magda screaming that this guy be thrown in jail? You'll never hear it from them. Again, as of today, the 29th of March, 2023, Donald Trump is still a free man. He's not in jail. Where is my apology, Matthew Potts? Matthew Potts last year was screaming at the top of his lungs, Trump is going to jail. Last year, Matthew Potts, again, Matthew Potts, where is my apology? These people never apologize, because you want to know why? They're never wrong. I watch over and over and over again the part that piece of shit woman was shot and her body is laid out. I'm going to be honest with you. Head and shoulders. That's hard for me to, I guess, to celebrate over. I'm happy that this person was shot, head and shoulders, or I'm sorry, I'm happy that this person was stopped. I'm not happy that this person was killed. I'm not happy that these children and these adults at this private school were killed. Oh my God. Don Casanova, leave me alone. Leave me alone, Don Casanova. Leave me alone. I've already explained to you. I'm American. I'm Native American. I was born here, scumbag. Don Casanova. Years ago, yes. Well, there's been, listen, Lollipop Guild, nothing's new under the sun, man. Nothing. Technology gets a little bit faster. People get a little bit stupider. You know, drugs become more prevalent. But people were still doing the same shit. The same shit. Did you guys know back in Roman times, right? Back in Roman times, you would only be killed if you committed a homosexual act against another citizen. But you could fuck your boy slave or your man slave all day without prosecution or persecution. The same shit has been happening since the dawn of time. The same shit. And again, I do not think trans people are better than me. I don't think you're better than trans people. I don't think that trans people should own guns because of right-wing lunatics. I believe, just like the Constitution says, the Second Amendment says, the only reason why you're allowed to own a gun is to protect your rights, the individual rights of every citizen in the United States from a government, a tyrannical government, foreign or domestic. Not from robbers, not from not from the bear, not from the snake, not from the alligator. That was a given. It's the first time in history, that an individual was given a right to protect themselves from their own government. And these people want to take it away and give it to just strictly trans people. That sounds like, you know, kind of like Nazi shit. Or kind of like a communist thing where only the elites get the guns. Again, in this country, they're trying to provoke people into these fights with trans people. Don't fall for it, guys. There are good trans people out there. Trust me. Maybe they just don't know. Maybe they don't know the truth. Maybe they haven't discovered what you've discovered, Smoke, in the good book. Everybody gets a chance. Everybody. Don Casanova, stop it. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. Well, you know, this is the thing, Don Casanova. People say this all the time, but you got to remember that we fought cavemen with rusted out AK-47s for about 20 years, and you know what we did? We just handed over all our weapons to them and just left. So I'm pretty sure it can be done. Pretty sure it can be done, Don Casanova. Well, this is the thing. I think that trans people, I think that a lot of gay people, not all, black people are used as pawns. I think Jewish people are used as pawns. I think everybody is. When they start breaking you down to your ethnicity, to your race, to your religion, to whatever, they got you. They got you. I don't run around screaming that over 360 million Christians are being persecuted around the world. That's not my thing. You know what I go around telling people? Hey, you ever go to jw.org? And I'm considered a scumbag for doing that. I'm considered a hateful person. It happens every day. Every day, go to the ync.com and point out the mass shooting videos that are happening in America. You can't find one. You can find them. You can find a lot of them in Brazil, a lot of them in Mexico, a lot of them in Eastern Europe, all over the world, Asia. But you don't see it. You don't see these. You don't see these videos on YNC.com that are coming from America, and they want you to believe that this is the only place where it's happening. It's not. I don't recommend any of you watch these videos, but just go check them out. None of them are in English. None of them. And again, it's like people like Don Casanova who want to come in here, who I think is fucking Matthew Potts or Fat Magda, that want to come in here and spew this shit. They want to divide you. I'm telling you guys, don't buy into this. This has nothing to do with transgenderism or people who want to be transgender. This has everything to do with evil influence. People like Matthew Potts, people like this guy at the Young Turks, people like Joe Biden and the Joe Biden administration, people like fat ass fucking Magda. And then you also got those, I don't see anything, I don't hear anything, people like that Greek fucking olive nigger, G Mangos. Guys, we're all the same. Every single one of us. Some of us are more endowed than others. Some of us are more endowed than others. For instance, my dick compared to Christian Barrett Townsend's dick makes his dick look like a baby dick. But does that make him any less of a man? No. He still has urges. He still fights demons. He could work, but he chooses not to. And again, it's all about choice. Okay? Yes, that's right, Head and Shoulders. That's right. Yep. Thank you, Head and Shoulders. I've got a few more knives and 2 Daisy BB guns. I'm not feeling all that confident in my safety. You know, you guys know that that I'm a firearms owner. I truly believe in firearms ownership, and I also believe, from my experience as a range officer, a armorer, and a gun dealer, that if you have any doubt about guns, I don't want you around guns. I don't want you around in my house, because I have tons of guns. I don't want you in my store. I don't want you on my range. But if you want to learn, the door is always open. Guys, you can learn everything. I've been saying this before about art. I got to learn how to read. I had to learn how to read. Mhm. Smoke, smoke, smoke. The only thing I can tell you, Smoke, is you do what you got to do, Smoke. But I'm telling you, man, read the Bible. Read the Bible. Yes, Head and Shoulders. Yes, yes. Thank you, Head and Shoulders. Yes. I don't demand that people own guns either. But this is what this guy was saying. The only people that should own guns are transgenders. Now, most of you are going to say, why? So transgender people can break into churches and kill Christians and white people and white children. Yes. Yes. Yep. That's right, Buff Carrot. Well, Buff Carrot, if you could shoot any gun, right? If you could fly to a free country like America and shoot any gun you could think of, what gun would it be? What gun would it be? The reason, listen, and here's the other thing. All right, What else are you going to protect yourself with? Just out of curiosity, a baseball bat? When you join the military, do they hand you a baseball bat? Do they hand you did they hand you a double barrel shotgun? Do they hand you a BB gun? Do they hand you mace? You guys are living a fucking fairy tale. And people like Matthew Potts are trying to trick you into believing white man bad, white man bad. Again, I want to point out white people are the reason for why everybody in the world has access to the internet. Okay? They have access to anything possible, anything, because of white people. Yup. 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 People ask me, should Cruiser own a gun? Should Anderson Henderson own a gun? Should Bergs own a gun? The answer is no. They're not real men. They're not real men. They're going to get a chance. They had their chance, and they choose not to be real men. They choose to be takers. Some of them can't help it. I don't think Cruiser ever wants his hands on a gun. Anderson did have a gun, and he killed a bunch of dogs with it. And when Anderson didn't have a gun, when Anderson Henderson didn't have a gun, he developed, or he improvised an explosive device to blow up several puppies in a doghouse. Guys, these people belong in mental facilities. Okay, they belong in mental facilities. They're not everybody's sane just because they want to cut off their dick or they're gay or anything like that. Okay? It doesn't work like that. Ask all the victims of Jeffrey Dahmer, John Wayne Gacy, and countless other homosexual serial killers. Just because you're gay doesn't mean that you're friendly. Doesn't mean that you're all about floats and fucking and balloons and parades and flowers and fabulousness. Statistics also show that if you're raised by a black single mother, you're more likely to go to prison for murder, rape, etc. Statistics also show a country whose citizens do not own firearms are more likely to be taken advantage of by their own government. Statistics also show that a rapist with a gun always wins. So, go stick that up your ass. Lately, all these shooters have been part of the alphabet mob. By the way, look it up. Thank you, Head and Shoulders. Cromwell was a great movie. Yep. I'm train in demolition. Okay, smoke. There's nothing wrong with that, smoke. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay? Again, Jesus teaches us to sell our cloaks and buy swords. And then he also teaches us, smoke, to put them in their proper places and do not use them for violence to protect him or his name I don't know why these disciples carried them, but they never threw them away. Maybe it was to say, hey, listen, I have a knife on me. I have a big sword. If you persecute me, I can use it. Did they? I don't know. I never heard of a story of them using their swords. I never heard it. Lollipop, the Vikings kicked our asses too. It didn't bother me. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, thank you, Street Life. Thank you. Guys, I'm a Christian, okay? If you're asking a Christian what a Christian believes, okay? This is what they believe. They believe in nonviolence. They believe in God taking care of everything. Maybe not right now, maybe not tomorrow or the day after that, but eventually everything will get squared away. And I apply these things to my life. I'm not going to go out and murder people because 360 million persecuted Christians around the world are screaming for my help. Only 32 transgender people were killed last year in America. And 32 of them weren't killed because they were transgender. It just so happens they died. Yep. It was a hate crime. It was a hate crime, and it was pushed by this fucking loser over at the Young Turks. And again, Alex Jones got sued for over $1 billion. Now it's in the trillions. And nobody died. Nobody. Where's this defamation case? When is this going to happen? Guys, let's take a quick break. I got to wet my whistle. Okay, hold on. I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to actually make some coffee. If anyone wants to come up there, they're more than welcome.
I'll be a little bit of a hypocrite here, but it's not. I'll explain why I'm saying it. I don't like guns. I would ban assault weapons in a second. I'm gonna make an exception here for trans people. And if anyone should get guns, it should be trans Americans, okay? Because I'm worried for them. I'm worried that the right-wing lunatics are going to attack them.
His 3 children and 3 adults were shot and killed yesterday in a Nashville grade school. The suspect, 28-year-old Audrey Hale, was also shot and killed by the police. Hale is transgender and a former student of the Covenant School, a private Presbyterian school.
And if anyone should get guns, it should be trans Americans.
anyone should get guns, it should be trans Americans.
And again, I don't know how 3 children, 2 women, and a black man was persecuting any transgender person. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. And yes, that was said 3 days before the shooting. And again, I want to go back. I want one of my YouTube sleuths to find out when Matthew Potts said that. Matthew Potts definitely said stuff like that. How long ago has Matthew Potts said stuff like that? When was the last time Matthew Potts said that transgenders should only own guns? When was the last time fat ass fucking Magda said that? Should they be sued? Should they be sued for trillions? I think that's ridiculous. Again, people can have their opinions, but I'm going to tell you something right now. If you don't think that opinion led to somebody getting hurt, you're crazy. Do I think this guy should be sued? No. But what is the difference between this guy and Alex Jones? This guy actually got people hurt. Lives were taken because of this guy. And again, people like Matthew Potts, I don't want to say the left-wing lunatics or whatever, because I'm sure there's some left-wing lunatics that don't like this guy. Okay? But people like Matthew Potts and fat-ass fucking Magda, those people agreed with him 3 days ago. 3 days ago, Matthew Potts was jumping out of his chair when that guy said that and said, yes, yes, yes. Fat-ass Magda. Badass fucking Magda was screaming, oh yeah, oh yeah. But they're going to pretend like this never happened. And they don't want you to know that it happened. They don't even want to talk about it. You know it, I know it. Should we hate fat ass Magda and Matthew Potts? No. But we should point out how hypocritical they are and how wrong they are. And I say it every day, Matthew Potts, where is my goddamn apology? And he dodges me like the plague. Like COVID-19. Matthew Potts is hiding in his house. Not coming out. He's not coming over here to apologize. He hangs over at fucking Banaka Dumpy's channel. In the shadows. Hey, you know what? You know what, Lollipop Guild? They can dish it, but they can't take it. They can't take it. They cannot take it. Yep. 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 These are anarchists, these people. And again, they're race baiters, they're provocateurs. You guys think I'm kidding? And they get people to side with them by giving out false information. Like when fat ass Magda told Whitty, it was okay, Whitty. You can travel the country. Fully vaxxed. You're fully vaxxed. At the time, I think it was 1 shot. Don't worry about it. Meanwhile, Whitty's putting people at risk and also herself based on the information that the CDC gave Whitty and also Magda giving Whitty. How many times has fat ass Magda been vaccinated? And how many times have fat ass Magda thought that it was okay to be around children because her fat ass was vaccinated? How many times? And how many people did fat ass Magda infect with the COVID virus? Well, this is why we have to bring awareness to these people. Okay? We have to bring awareness to people like Matthew Potts, fat ass Magda, and this scumbag over at the Young Turks.
I'll be a little bit of a hypocrite here, but it's not. I'll explain why I'm saying it. I don't like guns. I would ban assault weapons in a second. I'm gonna make an exception here for trans people. And if anyone should get guns, it should be trans Americans, okay? Because I'm worried for them. I'm worried that the right-wing lunatics are going to attack them.
Who does that sound like? Who did that sound like right there? Matthew the scumbag Potts. Yep. And all those fucking provocateurs over there at Banaka Dumpy's channel. Banaka Dumpy. Yep. Guys, this is not a war. Okay, we're not at war. Just refuse to acknowledge the lies and call them out when they are lying. Take away their power. Nobody is afraid of them. Don't be afraid of lies. And respect truth. And with that being said, guys, I am out of here. I appreciate everything that you've done for me. I will be live in a few minutes. When I go to the dog park with my doggies. All right, guys, have a great night. Okay, bye. Wait a second. Don Casanova, you scumbag, Don Casanova. You scumbag. I don't go to war. Okay? You're a scumbag provocateur, Don Casanova. You've been stalking me in the comment section for a week now. You are a provocateur, a fraud, a fake communist. Fuck you, Don Casanova. Leather King don't go to war. Leather King don't believe in war. And again, you want to come take my guns? I'm not giving them to you. You're going to have to steal them. And that's what I think is going to happen. I think the federal government will steal my private property, just like they did back in the 1700s. All right, guys, I love you. Bye. Oh, except for Don Casanova. Don Casanova, you are a piece of shit. Oh, and by the way, Lollipop Guild, I'm in full talks with End Times Mary now. End Times Mary's coming over here. All right, guys, I'll see you later. Have a great, well, I'll see you in a couple minutes when I go to the dog park. All right. Don Casanova, you scumbag liar. You scumbag liar, Don Casanova. You scumbag liar. In 2014, December 19th, 2014, 8 people were killed.
Mass stabbings in Australia. 8 people. 2017, 6 people were killed. Mass vehicular manslaughter. 2018, 5 people were killed. Mass stabbing. 2018, 6 plus 1. Mass shooting in 2018. This guy right here is a provocateur. You are full of shit, Don Casanova. You are full of shit. In 2018, May 11th, 2018, there was a mass shooting in Australia. So go shut the fuck up, Don Casanova. You provocateur. You provocateur. Get your facts straight. This is what I'm talking about, guys. This is what I'm talking about. These people are liars. They are liars, and they don't know their history. They're scumbags. All right, I'll see you guys later at the dog park. All right. Don Casanova, leave me alone in the comment section.